Some say firearms technology peaked back in 1956 when Eugene Stoner designed the AR-15, soon to be the M16. This groundbreaking design featured a carry handle milled directly into the receiver. How soldiers carried their rifles before, how they carry them after. It's one of life's many unanswered questions. All we know for sure is this is one of the most groundbreaking designs known to mankind. Alright guys, so today we're going over retro carry handle builds. This is Austin. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, I'm Austin. I'm from the TierThoughts podcast. We're on Spotify, we're on YouTube. We do a lot of talking about modern Minuteman lifestyle and preparedness, firearms, the whole gig. So
awesome, man. So we're kind of going over retro builds, whether they're currently viable, all that good stuff. So my thoughts are they're viable for 90% of what we're going to be doing with firearms. So red dot, light, sling, it can apply all of those things. I personally think it's lacking in modern accessories like the force multipliers. Applying modern optics like LPVOs, stuff like that, lasers, etc. So what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, like the biggest thing is there's not a whole lot missing on our rifles that we've seen a lot on, especially like entry-level ARs or things like that. You've got the red dot. I've got a 4-power optic. We both got lights where they're suppressed. You know, we're running 30-round mags. There's not, outside of, you know, having laser modules or something on here, which, again, we could add afterwards as well. It's one of those things where it's a tool, right, to do a job. Is there a better tool? Could be. Will this get the job done? Absolutely.
Yeah, and all right, guys, so we're going to get into the accuracy portion of this carry handle build. Now, remember, this is an arrow barrel, so it might not be as accurate as some of the other options available. But I think we'll find that even at range, this is still a very usable platform. The height over bore is definitely not as big of a hindrance as everyone thinks it is. So let's get out there and shoot. So we have 4 rounds left of this OTM match. I'm going to see if I can stretch this guy out to the 400-yard gong. Wish me luck. Hit. Hit. That was a miss. Miss again. So as you can see, this 10 3-inch arrow barrel has performed pretty admirably at 400 yards just using a red dot. I was able to hit 2 out of 4 rounds, which I'm perfectly happy about. I do find that ARs using retro-style handguards don't group quite as well as their free-float brethren, and my particular example is on the less accurate end of the spectrum. So I chose to leave the accuracy portion where I actually grouped the rifle out of this video because I don't feel like it's doing the retro rifle any justice. That being said, in a build video I'll have in the near future, I will be posting that video footage. Now let's get back to the conversation with Austin.
This one, for example, I got as a police trade-in, super cheap. You can occasionally find some of these, a lot of like smaller departments, older departments, small town departments. You know, they've got old school carry handle rifles that they've had forever and they're trying to update. You could get your hand on one of these pretty cheap. You know, so it's like I said, it's a tool. That there are better tools out there, but it's not a bad one, and you can still do a lot of stuff to it and have fun with it.
Oh, absolutely. I personally believe, like, again, 99% of what you're doing, this is going to do just as well as anything else. shooting within like a certain yardage, like doing most of what you're going to be doing, hitting out to 400 yards isn't going to be an issue. Tactical shooting, shooting fast, these can do all of that. I don't see any real hindrance with this versus like a higher end Daniel defense in that aspect. There are just certain things I think it's lacking on.
Yeah, I agree. Part of that I think is interesting too is, you know, back in the day, everything used to be like real low mount, like lower 1/3 mount red dots on, you know, a straight flat top Picatinny. And we've kind of come full circle now with a lot of the risers and mounts that we have now that basically bring it back to carry handle height. So mounting an optic to this, you're really just, you're not doing anything new. You know what I mean? Like, you're not doing anything that's like outdated. You're just getting right back to where we started.
Yeah.
You're still maintaining iron sights with that. And again, there's not a whole lot with this that I can't. I mean, I have a higher end Daniel Defense rifle as well. There's not a whole lot that I can do with one that I can't do with the other.
Absolutely.
I think that, you know, obviously having like an M-lock rail and, you know, more room for attachments, especially, you know, if I did want to run nods, being able to put a laser module on here would be a little bit trickier. You know, not that it couldn't be done, but it would just be a little bit more work intensive. Perhaps, you know, finding the right mounts and things like that. It's, you know, it's getting a little harder, or at least it was until the retro game kind of picked back up. So sometimes accessorizing the right way might be out there, but keep in mind too, I mean, we have many cases of many dudes, you know,
stacking bodies
in a lot of third world countries with these. You know, we've all seen Black Hawk Down, you know, like,
dude, yeah.
He's down, man, I'll be outside. You know, the Gordon carbine, you know, great example. So, I mean, it's definitely something that you can do. And dude, they're just fun. The aesthetic is there.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
And for me, half of it is the gun has to interest me for me to want to own it.
Absolutely.
And so for this guy, I'm able to do everything I really want to do with it, being a 10-3. And I don't see this as a night vision gun, but for like a practical fighting rifle, white light, red dot sling, it meets all that criteria. So it's definitely a cool system.
Absolutely. I like to set up a lot of my guns, most of them, as if like, hey, if I had to fight with this, not saying it's the one I would choose, right? But if I had to fight with this, how would I want to set up, right? And most of us out there, you know, we want some type of optic. We want a light, the ability to run it suppressed, of which this meets all of those, right? There's nothing like outside of aesthetics, like there's nothing here that's like not going to accomplish something in that regard. You know, on top of that, you know, everyone got on that big recce rifle trend, and part of their whole thing is they want it to be lightweight, the ability to mount some accessories on it, and have a magnified optic. And so I've got a buddy of mine who's a die-hard recce rifle guy, and the thing I always like to tease him about is I'm like, well, lightweight, optics, suppress, you know, 4-power optic.
Yeah.
How is this not a recce rifle? You know, how is this not a light scout rifle?
So really, like, when it boils down to it, these are, I hate to use the phrase just as good because that's been beat to death, but these can do 99% of what your modern rifles can. And so there's no real reason to feel underarmed running one of these. And plus, you look like a fucking Chad running one of these.
Hell yeah. M81 Woodland is life. So that with one of these guns, rocking some Tears of the Sun vibes, go throw on some roadie camo and you can live out your Blood Diamond fantasies. I mean, there's a lot you can run with this. The LARP game is strong for sure. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing you can't do with this. Like, there's nothing I can do with this that I can't do with my Daniel or vice versa, realistically, in my opinion. So that's just kind of my thing, is that, like, practicality wise, there's nothing I really can't do with the rifle that's going to, you know, there's nothing hindering me. If I had to fight with this, I'm capable of doing it. Again, are there better options out there? Sure. Are there different things? Yes. Part of it's preference, but again, you'll find still in a lot of places around the world. I mean, heck, right now, turn on CNN or, you know, Fox News, whatever, watch some of the Israeli conflict. You can see dudes still rocking carry handles with Z-mounts.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, they're still viable.
Still doing 99% of what you need to do. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I had to talk about on this, but let's do some shooting, okay? All right, so we're going to be doing the bill drill. Low ready first. So let me know when you're ready.
Ready.
All right, 2, 4, 3. Now let's go ahead and try high. Ready? Gonna get uncomfortably close to you, okay?
Hells yeah.
All right. All right, 219. Nice job, man. Drill to the retro rifle. So Austin, let me know when you're ready.
Ready.
That's my purse! All right, 181 was your time. A little bit faster for sure. Now let's do high. Ready? Uh, 0 seconds. That was ridiculously fast.
Hell yeah. All right, we're good.
All right, so bill drill, low, ready. All right, 191. So now we're gonna switch to high. Ready here? All right, 224. Nice. Gonna go low, ready to start with.
Okay. It ain't got no gas in it.
All right, let's try this again. Malfunction. Apparently you actually have to oil your ARs. Who would have figured? Right, so these guys are definitely capable of doing everything you need to do. You see, my times aren't, I'm not a great shooter, but my times are not really hindered by using this. So yeah, doesn't hurt. So that's about all I have for you guys today. So I'm going to leave you with, don't forget to go outside, touch grass, and eat ass. All right, guys?